An ex-Boko Haram stands to be a president of this country. He stands to aspire to any position in this country.
And actually, unfortunately, the Canadian embassy, for knowledge best known to them, denied us visa.
Why this happened will blow your mind. We have uncovered the whole truth, nothing but the truth. But firstly, you need to help me like this video, share it, and please watch to the end. It's an amazing one.
There's an event to honor our veterans, those that were injured during battle. Remember last year the Duke of Sussex visited Nigeria with his wife. Through the Invictus, they have a foundation that they try to raise the morale of troops all over the world that have suffered one form of deformity or the other in the course of defending their individual countries. So we're supposed to be there. And actually, half of my team have already gone, but unfortunately, the Canadian embassy, for knowledge best known to them, denied us visa. So I wasn't sure, and so I wanted to be silent about it. But when we couldn't get the visa, I said, this is blessing in disguise. So I'm really very happy to be here.
Since after it came to admit the visa denial, many Nigerians have been dragging this government up and down. They've been dragging him for the past, dragging the government rather for the past 2 days. All right, especially when No Ribado came with this statement.
Thank you for the courage to say that Canada denied you. They can go to hell. Even though it's painful, it's disrespectful, but we are people. We are strong, and I agree with you. We have to fix our country. We have to do it well. Yes, this disrespect is too much. So, yet is another reason why we work hard to make Nigeria work and be respected.
I want to ask New Ribado, are you just realizing that the disrespect from international community to Nigeria is getting too much? Wait a minute, New Ribado, I want to ask you. When you guys are practicing this, your high level of criminality, suppression and intimidation of free speech, oppression of activists, oppression of Nigerian citizens who had their mind against the government, people go after them. What do you expect? Were you expecting them to respect us? When you guys deny Nigerian citizens, deny them justice, like that, like in the case of Nabikanu, that was the video went viral, the whole world sees, you expect the international community to respect us? Nigerians are also asking you, New Ribado, when you decide to serve under a government that you, somebody that a person was not yet a government as a then, you was not yet a president as a then, Bola Tinubu, you criticize him on international scale, calling him a corrupt man. Now you later decided to serve under his government, and when you were accused of what you said in the past, you came out to lie that you never said so. You expect the international community to respect us? Are you just realizing that the level of your criminality of this government, of APC government, is bringing too much shame and pain to Nigerians? Are you aware? If you, as government officials in such a high level, who experience such disrespect, what do you think that your citizens are going through? Your citizens with your green passport, what do you expect they are going through in every part of the world? When we in US, in Canada, in UK, in South Africa, Botswana, other countries, we present our passport. What do you think? What kind of disrespect do you think we will get? Imagine the other day, an attendant from Kenya Airways was addressing a Nigerian and said, call your president, in other words. Many Nigerians have also accused the Nigerian military of being complicit to this your criminality. Watch this, Nigerians. I'll be right back.
Come on board. Boko Haram should lay their arms unconditionally and be accepted in the community. Opportunities are out there for them. They can be rehabilitated. An ex-Boko Haram stands having laid his arms and comes back, turns his way away from his negativity. He stands to be a president of this country. He stands to aspire to any position in this country. Why is he wasting his time when he cannot even deliver?
And you expect Canada to give you visa when you have boldly told the world that an ex-terrorist can still aspire to become president of your country. Being a terrorist terminating life, no consequence, they can become, president of your country. You expect the international community to take you serious? Also, with regard to human rights violations, especially what is going on in the Southeast. The other time, when Sowore was facing treason under Buhari, you can see how DSS kidnapped him right from the court. The other time, we saw the way Nnamdi Kanu was challenging a old judge. Nnamdi Kanu had the nerves, had the guts, the audacity, the capacity, and the capability to challenge the judge because of the blatant hypocrisy, because of the blatant disregard of the rule of law. You expect the international community to take it serious? Having said that, let's flip the fact. Let's see, the position of the chief of defense staff, of Army Staff rather, his position as regard the conspiracy of international community to sponsor terrorism in Nigeria, which also affected him. Take a look at this, Nigeria. Please don't forget to share and please like the video.
Understand why anybody will wake up and say that we're killing people when we're actually not doing the same. And guess what? Where the Giwa barracks we were talking about, we have all the humanitarian agencies working there. You have the UN working, local and international organizations are working. Are we saying they are complicit? There is nothing we're doing in the back. So if they don't say it, which means Amnesty International is equal, and Amnesty is equally there. So which means they're equally accusing all these other organizations of being complicit.
So just to be clear, you would be prepared to go to the ICJ in The Hague and answer these accusations?
We're not scared of anything because we don't have anything of such.
We've seen Boko Haram regroup and regroup and regroup. What is your answer to that? That you have in some way fed the insurgents?
The problem is that I think we've talked to international community. Let's find out the funding. When they started surrendering, by the time we left, so as we speak, we have over 120,000 that have surrendered. Most of them, when you find them, they are coming with hard currencies. How did they get them? How are they funded? How did they get the training? How did they get the equipment?
What is your suspicion?
Well, maybe an international conspiracy. You don't know. Who knows? How are they be able to sustain themselves for 15 years? That is one question I think everybody should ask himself. For Nigeria to be able to hold them, and you go to Nigeria, everything seems to be working well.
You must have an idea. I mean, let's not talk about international conspiracy theories. Let's give some hard facts.
Well, I just leave it at that. I'm sure they know, and I'm sure everybody knows that these are the challenges we're facing that needs to be addressed. So the UN need to come in to ensure that, because we need to trace the funding. How are they sustaining themselves for 15 years?
What does the UN coming in mean? What does that look like?
Track the funding. It's international flow. We don't have control over that.
Whose interest is it to see Nigeria destabilized?
Well, I don't know. You don't know. Your guess is as good as mine.
Yes.
NGOs, there are so many things. If we want to go into NGO issues, there are so many things I had. Initially, when the NGOs came in, when we started, they didn't want any oversight function. They didn't want us to know where they were going to. We had issues with that because now they will go into the enclave of the terrorists and go and treat them. You are treating the same people that is attacking the communities. You tell them no, that you are neutral. How neutral can you be? We've had situations where allegations of arms, them conveying arms to us just to make sure that the war continues. We've had situations where they will tell you they are taking food to communities. Halfway, they tell you the trailer has broken down. By next morning, the trailer is empty. And that vehicle that is broken down, the driver will just go and drive it and take it back. So what had happened? You have funded those guys. You are taking care of them equally. We've had several situations like that. So we said, no, it can't continue like that. And that's why we insisted with the state government that, look, the state government must know what's going on. So if any NGO comes, it must be registered. We must monitor what's going on. We've had situations where NGOs will come in with unidentified individuals entering communities. You don't even know what they're doing. They don't have NGO ID cards. They are not part of the government. Who is taking them to? What are they going there for? And so by the time we start monitoring what they were doing, we noticed things started getting better. So which means something is going on somewhere, because they come from all over the world and you don't know who is who. So that's why for every country, please regulate what the NGOs are doing, monitor what they're doing. Most times you hear them telling you that they spent $10 million and then you wonder where. Most times the money is spent on themselves, on their luxuries, the hotels they stay, the vehicles they are using, and all those things. The locals don't benefit much from them. And yet this thing keeps on. I've told you, somebody will come and pay for a house for 10 years ahead. So what is he trying to tell you? This thing will never end until after 10 years, or maybe he will renew it. And again, I always remember that if there is peace and the threat level is low, one, they are going to retrench them. Two, their hazard allowance will reduce. How many of them will want that? We're not saying all of them are bad. No, some are really doing very well. Some are extremely doing very well. But again, please don't just assume they're just. Monitor what's going on, monitor what's being spent. I think it's important.
So, is it because of his position against international community, conspiracy to sponsor, to destabilize Nigeria and Africa with terrorism? Is it because of this his position you guys deny him visa? This has been the standard position all these years. And you don't only blame them, because we have some criminal element in our countries in Africa. This is why this video is not just meant for only Nigerians, it's made for all Africans. Especially in Nigeria, we have some criminals who conspire with these people. You understand? They conspire with them to destabilize their country, all because they want power by force. Like in the case of Obama and Buhari in 2015. You conspire with them to occupy your own people. You conspire with them. This has been his position. So this could be one of the reasons why they, deny him visa. And having hearing these words like this coming from this chief of army staff, I salute him. At least it's different from that one that was under Buhari, because all of them, they are doing the beating of the bidding of the president. However, as much as I don't like Tinubu, I don't like Tinubu in anything, because I can tell you Tinubu is a corrupt man, is a drawback. But I can tell you, I don't think, for what I'm seeing, right, I don't think Tinubu is in any way sponsoring terrorism or part of it. I don't think so. He may be aware, of course he's aware, he has informations and all, but he decided to play along to get there. Because if he was part and parcel of, you understand, terrorism, this and that, there's no way we put an army staff like this that we expose the conspiracy of the international community on a very high level. He won't do that. Tinubu would do that. He's corrupt. He's a drop and run. You understand? He has his Agberi, he has all of the politicians. They have their hitmen. Agree. But he's not part and parcel. I don't think so. Part and parcel of those sponsoring terrorism, just like Buhari. You can wake me in his sleep, I'll tell you Buhari is a terrorist. You understand what I'm saying? He's a patron. That he didn't hide it. This guy that is speaking against him today, Erofai, is part and parcel of those sponsoring terrorism. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to always try to balance our truth. Because hearing this chief of army staff now, with this is digital, I salute him. These are the kind of leaders leaders we need. Yeah, I just wish such a person had a decent, responsible president. You understand? Anyway, what's your take on this, Nigeria? Let me stop here. What's your take? Please don't forget to like this video. Please share it as much as you can. The Lord bless you.